Hey guys, welcome back to another No Man's Land farm build video. So in today's video we're going to continue on with our cultivating in preparation for getting our environmental score up for precision farming, and then we're also going to, if I can get over there, go about removing these windmills, wind turbines, and the solar farm in preparation for expanding this field. So let's get straight into it. So we'll jump into the build mode and go over to the demolish tab, and we'll see how much money we get for each of these. So I'm not expecting to get a huge amount, so half a mil. So I'm not even sure what these cost new. So if we go to production, and then we go to generators, I think they're about 750,000. So I got 250,000 for that one. So about a third of what it cost me. So we'll get a bit of a cash injection, which is good. So originally I did this when I had the cotton, so I was running cotton on the main fields, turning those into clothes, just trying to get as much money as possible. So these are probably... So I am going to give up, obviously, the money that they generate for me every time I sleep, which is around 150,000 to 500,000. Which is very handy for when you sleep, obviously, because you've got cash flow. But I think due to the size of the farm now, I should really be able to sustain a good income based on the amount of crop I can harvest and plant. And obviously having nearly 17 million in cash is going to help quite a lot as well. So I don't remember I had this many, but I think what I might do is I might put those wind turbines back, maybe just a couple on the right up on top of the hill, and I might have a solar farm too. We'll see. Or I may just plant a whole bunch of trees up on top of the hill here, just to sort of give it a bit more of an aesthetic look. I haven't quite figured out what I'm doing there yet. Geez, I must have had like 30 or 40 of these, eh? Quite a lot. And last one. Cool. Alright, so now we've got a nice clean area to work with. Now if we just sort of survey the land, really all I've got to do is address this sort of cliff drop-off area, and probably this little rock section up here, and then we're good to go. So I think what I'm going to do here is I'm going to try and slope it. So let's try the slope tool. So I haven't used the slope tool that much, so we'll see what happens here. Okay, set target slope point. No target height set. Okay, that's set slope target point. Let's try this. Okay, is this kind of doing something? I don't know if it's actually... So hopefully this doesn't ruin the look of the map, because that would be dreadful. So let's try this again. So let's go. So we want to slope it. So set target slope point. So let's try that. And set slope point. That's not worked either. Let's try this again. So slope point, let's say there. Set target slope. Slope to point. That's kind of worked a bit better. Sort of. Alright, let's see what happens if I try and soften this now. Yeah, so you can see how that's sort of taken out the steepness of the hill. The texture's obviously a bit weird. You're basically going to have to try and flatten this whole shape this whole thing, so may just be a case of having to do quite a few passes here. So in through here, obviously it's quite high. I could probably flatten it out a bit further, to be honest. Yeah, so I want it to sort of drop off from here, so this might be where I spend a fair bit of time. What I also might do is I might just paint this. I'll paint this the dirt texture, just so I can get a better visual on it. So we'll just go the dirt state. So that way I can sort of see the shape a bit better. Because the grass kind of doesn't blur it, just makes it a bit harder to sort of visualise and see. We can sort of start to see the imperfections in the ground, so that where it's not perfectly, the circle's not filled in, that's obviously not flat or smooth. So we want to try and address that. It's a fair amount of area to have to terraform, so I mean, it's all part of the master plan, so it's got to be done. Because I think once I do this section and that little rock just in front of us, that will be basically it for landscaping, at least for the short term. Yeah, so you can start to see how uneven it is. So we'll sort that as best we can. Alright, let's get back onto the sculpting. So I'm not sure if you can really see it there, but just trying to just go back and forth over this. You can sort of see we're starting to get a bit of a curve now as we go. So you can really tell when the shape tool, the soften tool is working, because the money starts to decrease really quickly. So it's actively very hard. It's trying to level off the area and smooth it out. Yeah, so we can already start to see it's really starting to smooth that out quite a bit. So we'll just go through some passes on the bottom here. And we'll work our way through the top here, so where I can sort of see there's rough spots, I'll just hold the cursor over it a bit longer. Yeah, so you can see we had that edge, like that hard edge just here. That's now softened quite a bit, which is good. So let's head back down this way. Here's another area where we had those cliffs. Be another little area here, I think that'll be give this a little bit of a once over just here. So what I might do is I'll change the shape a little bit. Take this edge off a little bit as well. Right, let's have a look at this. So this will give you a pretty good idea of how the soften tool works, so I'll just hold that on here. And you can see it's already started to reduce that. So what the soften tool actually does is it just sort of takes that highlighted green area and it tries to amalgamate and sort of join all the rough textured areas together to create a smoother, sort of softened overall area. So I think that's looking pretty good. Let's have a look. Excellent. Alright, let's jump in the pickup and see how it drives. So still got a bit of a bump there. This area is looking pretty good. This area there is quite bumpy. We've got a nice big hill. That's actually quite smooth. Let's check out this over here. Still needs a little bit of work. So let's sort that out quickly. And the good thing about the soften tool is you can use it on cloud state fields, and you can also use it on your cultivated fields, and it doesn't impact your plowing too much. Alright, cool. Let's leave that like that. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to outline the field with the cloud state tool, and then I'm going to get the cultivator to do the rest. So we want painting, cloud state, And we'll come in probably about from here. So I've already obviously done all this area. So what we want to do is we want to line up the GPS to be roughly the coordinates we want to go. And we'll just send it across the field, see how we go. And I'm going to take this off to join up down here. So let's have a look on the mini-map. So it hasn't quite shown up yet. So let's go out this way a little bit. Land is not owned by you. Okay, that's fine. So we're going to grab one of the big buds, if I can get to him. So what is he doing? He's obviously gotten stuck. Yes, that was an overextension of the field from one of the prior workers. So when you've got the allow crate field mods, the allow crate field, it'll just keep driving. Which is fine when you don't have any need to keep it in, a confined area. But the problem is when you're trying to draw out new fields and you want to maintain it in a certain area, that's where it becomes a bit of a problem. So we're a bit bumpy today. So I'm probably going to join these fields too, we'll see. I'll get a better idea of what sort of final shape the fields are going to be, and I'll just repaint the ground with grass if I've gone too far. So what we're going to do here is we're going to go allow create field, and we're going to get the worker to run parallel with one of these runs I've already put in, and hopefully they will sort of stay on that path. So if I make sure I'm overlapping, hit hire worker. Now this guy should do a nice straight line basically across from there, which is basically what he's doing. So I'm going to get this guy as well. So I've been looking forward to getting this field fully extended for quite some time, so this is one job that I've been looking to get done. So it'll be good when it's finished, and then we can start figuring out the final layout. And the beauty is we've got the farm, or the farmland extended all the way around the central farm, which is going to look pretty cool once we get it all planted and cropped out. So let's have a look here. I think if we get this guy going, so I don't know if I've actually painted this bit. It looks like I started from here, so I'll get those joined, and then I'll hire a worker, and then hopefully these guys will keep it nice and straight for me. So where's the other big bud? So you can see what I'm talking about, how they go a bit further than what we asked for. So that's actually not too bad. So it looks like he's going to head up the field, which is good. Okay, I might get a couple more of those no, actually what I am going to do is I'm going to paint it, because it's just going to be quicker. And then I can get some crops in the ground. I'm not really worried about how much this is going to cost. I just want to get it done. And then I won't have to worry about so much in the future episodes. This is going to be straightening it out. So if we can get this done today, that'd be a big job ticked off the list. This won't take too long. Let's focus on this section here for the moment. I still feel the landscaping and the painting is too expensive overall in this game. I mean, in the base game, you hardly ever use it. Well, I hardly ever use it because it's so expensive. So unless you've got unlimited money, or you really are concerned about how things look, you're really not going to use it that much. I mean, in this map it's a little bit different because it's kind of we're going for a bit of a project here. Like, we're building out the farm over time. We've got a bit of a goal in mind, so it kind of makes sense to go through this process. But in the base game, you really, for what it costs you to do the painting and the terraforming, it just really isn't worth it. I suppose if you've got a smaller area, it wouldn't matter so much, because obviously it's going to be less cost, but if you're doing a huge area like this, it really probably isn't something you'd really worry about. So what I really want to do, I want to get rid of this grass, so I'm going to plant something in here pretty much straight away. Hopefully by the end of this episode I'll get something planted, and then we can come back next episode and watch it grow up. And then from there we'll look to sort of get seasons happening, figure out the final field layout, and then get our productions underway. So there's a lot to do. Alright. So I think that's doing a good job there. They've definitely helped speed up the process, which is good. Almost there. Alright, let's have a look at the map. Okay, we've got a little bit at the top section there. So I'm not quite sure where this is. Maybe it just hasn't updated yet. It's saying just here, which is unusual because oh, there we go. It's updated now. All right. So let's get these tractors off, because I'm gonna plant something, and then I'm gonna get the rollers onto it, so I get the seed bed bonus. Because I think what happens is if you don't do a step in the precision farming process, it basically negates, well, it basically hangs around until you do it. Because then once you carry out that step, I believe it'll tell you what the next step is to get the next, bonus or whatever it might be. So we'll get rid of this guy. And I think we'll go wheat this time. We'll see how much wheat we can get out of. Actually, we'll just finish off this section of field just to square up that join. And there we go. Pretty much all ploughed. So this is going to be very interesting once we get this planted. It's going to be a pretty epic sight, I think. So I've got a fair bit of straightening and stuff to do, so that's no problem. Right. Now I do have 6 of these seeders, so this is really going to get the job done much quicker, although it's still going to take quite a while. Okay, let's get on to wheat. So I'll get this guy started from here. Now what should happen is that grass should disappear, which it is. Excellent. So it's saying it needs rolling now, so what I'll do once I get all this planted, I'm going to run over it with the roller. Oh, I think this one might be stuck. And even though I've parked these seeders and air carts like away from each other, they're still having issues with... Let's try and disconnect it, reconnect it. Oh, come on. Just gonna have to give it a bit of a nudge. That hasn't worked. Let's try this way. Yeah, so what's happening is these tyres have contacted each other, which is causing the problem. So let's do it this way. No. Oh, come on. Alright, well I'll sort this out. We'll end the episode there, and we'll get these seeders underway, and we'll resume next episode getting this whole field planted. So thanks for watching, and see you in the next one.